then my Instagram account at 2 million followers got hacked by ISIS sympathizers and then taken down for propaganda being posted on it.
That's super interesting to me that you have had people, build whole hate campaigns, but yet the people responsible for this get to just live high and dry, and they get to continue doing it to this day.
Can I tell you what makes me sleep peacefully at night, though?
Sure.
Knowing that a man made an entire smear campaign against me because that's how much he fears me and the truth coming out.
Man,
so,
you got power. Win.
That gets my sleep hard.
Damn, you've been doing push-ups lately? It's looking real strengthful. Yeah. Film industry.
Realizing I was in the adult industry.
What made you realize that you were part of an industry and not just like doing one-off side gigs?
About a few weeks into the contract, they had me signed to extend it once all of the news started breaking out, like with the death threats and with the hijab scene and everything. Like when they tried to lock me in for longer, the thing they did with me to be that controversial, like Middle Eastern hijab, like they turned the whole website into basically a landing page for ISIS to put people on their, no fly into wherever they are list.
A trap.
I feel like I was led into a trap. It started way before the age of 21, but just being naive and being very vulnerable was not a good combination for meeting the person I met at the age that I was and the things that transpired after. I would say that if I had never met that person, I never would have done the things that people know me for doing, and I could have just been living life normally, making $18 an hour, hopefully, somewhere.
So, if you could, would you trade out for a more modest lifestyle like that?
Yes, I would trade it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, I'm very proud of how hard I've worked to get to where I am, and all of the things that I've done from me at age 21. And I am proud of that.
Control the objective.
Before we learn more about the world of Mia Khalifa, I just want to take a quick moment to thank all of you for keeping the comments on these videos so empathetic and encouraging as I cover topics that are increasingly sensitive or controversial.
Securing Bravo.
The guests in this video feel comfortable sharing their personal experiences.
Bravo.
I think in part due to the outpouring of love and support you're all so great at sharing, and I know this sounds cliche, but I can't thank you enough for such wonderful fans of this. This episode in particular deters from my normal format with 3 guests, but I feel like Mia's story is super important, and I hope this episode gives even just a small
Taking Bravo, stand
glimpse
by.
at what many people, and specifically women,
Enemies in the
industry
air.
are. That's all I wanted to say. Now back to the world of Mia. How has being in the adult film industry for such a brief period of time affected your day-to-day life?
People will grab me. People will grab me,
Bravo.
not like, at a grocery store where I just get grabbed and come up to and
They think that they own your body because they've seen your body.
Hostiles in Bravo.
They will
Go.
follow me to my car.
We've
They will
lost
grab
B.
me by my arm when I'm or a slut or like anything in the press. It happened in
Changing
the most
max.
gruesome of places, like waiting to get my passport stamped at the Copenhagen airport. And this guy comes up to us, and after I politely say
Taking
no,
Bravo,
because I just got
stand
off
by.
a 15-hour flight, he screamed at me that I was a bitch and a slut in front of a line of about 45
Enemies
people,
in the air.
and me and my husband are just standing there with 20 people ahead of us, like, okay, so we just gotta...
They control 2 objectives. We are losing ground.
Wanted to get a photo,
Yeah.
and then he called you derogatory things because you said no.
Yeah.
Securing Bravo.
Showing respect unless they feel disrespected, and a simple no is enough to make them feel
Yep.
disrespected.
They can't handle no. They can't handle the word.
What is consent though?
What is it?
Yes, maybe.
Does yes mean what? That's what we're going by?
Pretty much.
Jesus Christ.
Has your history affected
Changing
your
max.
ability to
Taking Bravo, stand by.
a job
We
or
captured Bravo.
So the first place that I worked at was a law firm. I would either get hit on by the lawyers, or they would make snide comments, or people in the office would kind of get clicky, or clients that would come in would whisper. And then the second place I worked at, which was a construction firm, I was the bookkeeper and receptionist. The person who took a chance on me and hired me
We've lost B.
would not be able to go to any
Taking
construction
Bravo,
site without
stand by.
everybody bringing up the fact that Mia Khalifa works in his office, without people calling into the office, like contractors, just to try and talk to them about.
Reloading.
Yeah.
And I felt like a burden to someone's business that they worked so hard all their life to build up. I'll be like just about ready to sign a contract with a company, and then I get an email saying, oh, it ran up the chain of command a little bit, and we're gonna have to nix it. You're not very brand safe. I'm like,
You're like, oh,
yeah.
never mind.
Like, you're a company for shaving pubes.
They
What do you
control
mean not
two
brand
objectives.
safe?
We are losing ground.
Has the amount of surrounding your history. Has this affected your self-confidence or anything like that?
I feel like the shame was just very consuming, and it was all I could ever think about, to the point where I couldn't be in an interview where someone said the word porn. Like, it would just trigger me and send chills down my spine and make me just feel so embarrassed that this is why they were
UAV
talking.
online.
This is the only thing that they're interested in. This is the only thing I'll ever
Enemies
be
in the area.
worthy of being talked to about. So it took a lot of therapy and a lot of self-reflection to really get down to the
Securing B.
what is causing my shame? What am I so ashamed of? Okay, I made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm a very sexual person. At the lowest point in my life. Apparently a lot of people have experienced that too, maybe not to this degree, but they've gotten past it. I finally just realized, like, what? It's with me forever. I just have to do enough good to bury the bad.
How does Spirit specifically help you kind of move on from your past and feel a little bit more confident with yourself?
It's just helping me accept it. For so long, I was internalizing and compartmentalizing to the point where I was living a life that was diluted. Like, I was going about my life just basically getting mad at anyone who recognized me for being Mia Khalifa, even though I was still trying to be an influencer and make myself. So therapy really helped me come to terms with
Enemy
this.
holds.
Like, this is what you make of it, and it all
Taking
starts
Bravo.
with
Stand by.
you inside, working on your
in the
mental
bucket.
health and
We're
making
holding
sure
Bravo.
that you're taking care of yourself and you're reassuring yourself and you're grounding
Assist your
yourself.
team at
So do you feel
Bravo.
like you kind of hated a portion of you?
Yes, that's what it was. I hated the part of me that was Mia Khalifa. I hated the part of me that made those decisions.
Enemies
Right.
halfway
But
there.
I
Step it up.
loved the part of me that was strong enough to overcome everything that was thrown her way. And I kind of had to balance that love-hate relationship with myself to
Taking
just
Bravo. Stand
fully
by.
accept it for all the bad. I have not done quite yet.
So do you feel like you kind of learned to forgive that
You're holding
part of
Bravo.
you that made those decisions in the past to do those things that you now regret?
It's partly forgiving her and
We've lost
partly just that young girl that it's okay that these were decisions you made. Those were survival decisions you made in that moment.
I noticed that you refer to your past self, your younger self, in third person sometimes. Is that because you kind of like distance yourself from your younger self?
UAV ready for deployment.
Really? What did you say?
Yes, well, he said that that's part of dissociation,
Yeah.
my dissociative disorder. When I look back on the
Stand
things that
by.
were traumatic,
Enemy holds
I'm
two
looking back at them
objectives.
from like
Take
an
them back.
eagle eye view. And
Feel so disconnected.
yeah,
Coming actual.
exactly.
Well,
Because we can
you
fly over.
obviously grown and evolved so far away from that that I can see that those decisions make them now. So you're like, that's someone else.
Yeah.
What's your view on independently managed sites where people get to do sex